My Hyundai Santa Fe has about 4,500 miles on it, and this car was bought brand new, 2017 Hyundai Santa Fe. And before I start with 10 things I hate, I actually don't hate these 10 things. I actually find them a bit annoying, or I just kind of dislike them. But before I start with that, let me tell you that this is a good car, and if you're in the market to buy SUV, then definitely this car is should be on your top of the list. And go and check it out. Go and test drive it. Go and take a look at the inside and the outside to make sure you really like it. And by the way, if you want to know 5 reasons why you want to buy this car, then check out my videos. I'm going to leave that at the end of this video segment. And also, if you want to check out a review on the 2017 Santa Fe, then also I'm going to leave a link at the end of this video as well. So before we get started, I want to let you know that this car is amazing. It got a lot of tech features. It has a lot of technology that's packed into this car, and it's great. It drives good. It has a lot of room. It looks nice. Definitely put this car on the top of your list if you want to buy it. But here are the 10 things I find that I really dislike about this car. And by the way, these 10 things, I don't think they affect my overall decisions in buying the car, and I don't think they should either. And also, before we start, if you agree on at least one of these 10 things, then hit the like button, hit the thumbs up button, and leave me a comment. If you disagree with all the 10 things, then give me a thumbs down. Number 1, the liftgate is what we use a lot. We use it to load our cargo, unload our cargo. There are actually 3 ways to open the liftgate. You can open it with either your remote control. You can open it with by standing 3 feet away from the liftgate, or you can open it with a button inside the car. Now, the button inside the car is what I want to talk about as the number one thing that I dislike. It is placed in a weird position. So instead of being placing here, right here, which I think would be a good position, it is placed actually up here, which I don't like it, because as a new driver, if I'm looking for that button, I won't be able to find it. And I don't know why it's there, because it's a lift gate, so shouldn't it be part of the car, which should be somewhere down here. Everything up here should be for like opening your garage or opening your panoramic sunroof, not for the lift gate. I just don't think it makes sense for that button to be here. If you look at the middle console, you notice that this is where they have that infotainment system and everything, and I think the layout is great. I do have a few problems though. For example, this is a 2017 model. I don't think we need a CD player there. I haven't used the CD player over the last 5 months, and I'm pretty sure a lot of people will probably not. The fact that we have a lot of high definition radio, a Sirius radio, and there are many other media formats that we can use. There's no need for a CD player to be there. I think it takes up space, and it just doesn't make it look like it's an up-to-date car. However, I do know that some people do still use CD, so I'm pretty sure that's the reason why they put it there, because this is a family car, and so that CD player will probably get used. That's my take on that. Also, there's an SD card slot that's right in the smacking center of the console. I don't know why they have to leave that there. I don't think that has to be there. Store it in like the glove compartment or something like that. Its main purpose is basically to store maps for your GPS system, and how often do you replace that, right? So there's no need for that. So I don't like that aspect. Number 3, the transmission stick is actually beautiful. I like the transmission stick a lot, and I think it goes well with the coloring and also the theme of the interior. I don't have a problem with that. But when you start shifting the transmission, it's, for some reason, it's just very like a bit stiff, and there's a lot of friction to move from one gear to the next, and I'm not sure why that's the case, but I don't have a major problem with it. It just kind of feels weird, like you're buying a brand new car, and all of a sudden this doesn't feel like comfortable for some reason. So I don't like that. But over time, you actually get used to it, and I don't notice it as a problem. But when I first got the car, and especially doing the test drive, it was just kind of, it bothers me, and I thought about that. I thought about that affecting my overall buying decision, but I'm glad I bought it, because at the end of the day, it's just a transmission shifter. It doesn't, it's not gonna be a deal breaker in any sense. The button layouts of the center console, including the infotainment system, looks extremely confusing. There are a lot of buttons. If you look over here, see how there's a whole bunch of buttons, and I haven't had a chance to use all the buttons, and I'm pretty sure you won't too. But the way how it's laid out, especially for new drivers, is confusing. And there's just too many. It just looks really, really disorganized for some reason. I do like the fact that they have this hazard button right in the middle with the red symbol on there, so I know that that's the one I'm going to be using, and that's the one I look for first when I bought the car, because if this car or any car breaks down on the road, that's what you want to use. Otherwise, cars behind you can, you know, collide into your car if you happen to stop, especially on the freeway. That could be dangerous. So I found that button first, and that's kind of like where it's right in the smacking center of the console, so I appreciate that. Front windshield defroster, rear windshield defroster, and AC is right where my fingers are supposed to be, so that's fine. But everything else, it's just kind of confusing. The center knob is very useful, so you got a hazard button that's useful, center knob, and then these buttons there are pretty useful, but everything else is just really confusing. So Hyundai, I love this car, but simplify the buttons a little bit. Maybe they can kind of obsolete some of these buttons and store it in the infotainment system and control it within this system, so that to keep things a little bit more simple. Infotainment system again. There is a way to set up your Wi-Fi infotainment system, which is kind of awesome. So you can go to setup, and then you can look for the Wi-Fi option. You can set up your Wi-Fi, which means that you can use your phone's internet to link it to your car's infotainment system, or your car, you know, system, or you can connect it to your home router if you're parked in your home or near your home. But here's my problem. What can we do? Once it is connected, there's nothing we can do. Like, I can't browse the internet, I can't download music, I can't play music through the Wi-Fi. So it's kind of like it's there, but it has no purpose. It has no purposes in terms of like functionality. Like, so I was a bit disappointed in that. I think what they're trying to do is they're trying to prep these cars, or they're trying to prep the software, or maybe when they purchase the packet of softwares, it just comes with it, so they figure, you know what, let's stick a Wi-Fi in there, so we release a 2019 2020 model, we don't have to pay an extra fee for it, and we can use it. Or maybe it's going to be an update for the next car where, hey, yes, there's Wi-Fi, but let's do something with the Wi-Fi. But at the current moment, for the 2017 model, and I'm pretty sure for the 2018 model, because they're similar style, it's going to be non-functional. But I could be wrong for the 2018 model, and I could also be wrong if Hyundai decided to do some kind of update to the software so that it's useful. So we're gonna wait and see what happened on that end, but at this time it's bugging me. Number 6, I love the leather wrap around the steering wheel. I think it feels great. The steering wheel also have a heated function, so it kind of keeps the steering wheel warm, especially during a cold day like today. I don't have it on, but it's nice to have it there. What I dislike about the steering wheel is the look. I just think it looks not modern, very kind of ugly. I don't like this wavy feel. I don't mind the Hyundai logo. It just looks like, it just kind of look old. It reminds me of like an old car, like a 1990 car. But it's soft, it's comfortable. Besides the look, everything else is fine. Everything else is pretty functional within where it's supposed to be, and the buttons on the steering wheel just happens to be in the right spot where your fingers and your thumb should be. Number 7, the car is rated at 18 miles in the city and 24 miles on the highway. With the that's what the EPA stated, which is what my wife does on a daily basis. We get about 16 and a half in the city, and we get 26 on the highway. I would prefer them to go down to like 16 miles per gallon and maybe 25 miles per gallon on the highway. That would be more of a realistic data. I'm not sure what kind of test they put it through. And by the way, what I found is that when you drive in eco mode, which is what they have, supposedly it should save you gas. But eco mode, in my opinion, wastes the same amount of gas as regular mode. So why sacrifice the power when you can get the same gas mileage or the same efficiency using regular mode? So just turn off the eco mode and you'll enjoy this car even better. Number 8, I'm gonna go back to this middle console, the infotainment system. Hyundai has decided to pack a whole bunch of technology into this car, which is awesome. It's part of the technology package. This is an 8-inch LED high definition, and the software responds really fast. Now, new cars, especially luxury cars, and especially 2018 cars that is fully loaded, will tend to come with like either or both Apple CarPlay and Android Auto. Hyundai decided to go with one of the two. So in this car, it is loaded with Android Auto, which I don't like. Most people nowadays have Apple iPhones. So wouldn't it be better for you to, if you have to make a decision between one of those two add-ons, wouldn't it be better for you to add on the Apple CarPlay, because you would reach more of the population? I would love for them to install like an Apple CarPlay. They would attract more of the populations, and they would make a stand that, hey, this car is loaded with all the cool tech features and everything that would reach most consumers. And by the way, that's just one of the cool functions. You can still connect to the car using the Bluetooth feature, so it's not like you're losing out on anything. Android Auto and Apple CarPlay, what it does, it allows the phone to be connected more to your car screen, so that, let's say if you are searching for an address on your phone's map system, then it will get loaded onto the car's map system, and vice versa, and load it back, so that it's simultaneously syncing data. Number 9, this is actually important. I am 5'6". I don't have a problem driving this car. Everything looks clear to me. Left side view, front view, back view, I don't have a problem. However, my wife is the main driver of this car, and she always complained to me about this thing. She said that there's a blind spot. And by the way, she's only 5'2". So if you're 5'2" or shorter, then this might be a problem for you. But if you look over here, you'll notice that she said that if she looks this way, especially when she's trying to make a left or a right, this frame, part of this frame right here, where when the windshield is connected to the window, she can't see anything from that angle. So what she's saying, that there's a 60-degree blind spot that she can't see. So this could be kind of dangerous, especially when you're driving, you're watching for, you know, cross traffic, or let's say a pedestrian that's short, a kid that's on the sidewalk, and you're trying to make a right or left, and that kid could be walking based on what the light says. That could be a dangerous situation. So I don't have a problem with it. She does. And by the way, this car has cameras everywhere. This is 360-degree cameras, so it helps a lot in terms of moving around tight areas. My wife uses that a lot, and so it's pretty helpful for her. 10, the last item that I dislike about this car, and if you don't agree with me on any of the 9 items, I'm hoping that you would agree with me on this last item. Look at the safety belt. The male safety buckle is stopped from sliding all the way down. See how this male buckle right here? I don't know if you can see this. I'll show you. It's stopped from sliding all the way down because of this dot right here. So it makes it easier for you to kind of grab the seat belt and then buckle up. And it looks nice, and the lap portion looks kind of nice on you, around your seat. The problem is on the passenger side. Instead of having like a dot, they use this little loop from an extra piece of safety belt to create the stoppage, so that the male buckle doesn't slide all the way down past your shoulder. I find that very ugly, and I'm not even sure why they did that. Why couldn't they put a dot onto the passenger side seat belt? I have not seen a car with that loop, including old cars. My RAV4 doesn't have that problem, and my RAV4 is old. My BMW doesn't have that problem. I don't know why this car has that. And it looks, to be honest with you, it looks super ugly. Again, it's not a deal breaker. You can be as nitpicking as you want to cars, but at the end of the day, you have to kind of outweigh the benefits with all the things that you can dislike. Even though I dislike a lot of things, I still find this car very functional. I still find this car very comfortable to drive. I still find it a very good deal. But time will tell in terms of how long the technology are gonna last. But the fact that it does come with a 10-year powertrain warranty gives me a peace of mind. As long as you like the drive, as long as you like the way it looks, as long as you enjoy what it offers, I think this is a very good buy. I don't get paid by Hyundai to tell you that. I just thought that I'd share my opinions with you so that you can make an informed decision, because buying a car should have some kind of impact in your life. So there you have it, guys. Now if you like the video, support me by giving it a thumbs up and leave me a comment with what you think in terms of, do you disagree with my findings? I will see you in the next video.